Hello and welcome to IRL F3 round 5, and we arrive at Azerbaijan for the Baku Street Circuit. I am Sandro Zorag, joined by Lee Kelly today.
Yeah, well,
And, well, Baku, Lee, track that offers lots of interesting and exciting racing usually.
yeah, it definitely is. It's obviously as a street circuit, it definitely it's not a street circuit. It definitely does have the overtaking spot with the longest trail in the calendar. So, yeah, obviously you have a castle section, all middle sector, like 90-degree turns. It's a very tricky circuit for most drivers, and we'll just see how everyone can handle it today.
I could not agree more with that. The long main straight obviously offers lots of overtaking. The back straight after turn 2 also great for overtaking, although a little more tricky with that 90-degree corner. But then you also have those twisty sections like the castle section where, well, you literally can't go side by side through that corner.
Yeah, it is literally impossible.
And you can barely go side by side before that corner, so
Yeah. Like we say it's supposed to go side by side. It is literally impossible to go side by side today.
oh, it is. Yeah, so we can see that the drivers are starting to ready up. And, well, going into quality, what kind of lap times do you expect the drivers to be setting here today?
I think 138. So I give a guess at saying maybe mid to high 138s and low 139s. I think around that. I'm trying to think I'm trying to think what F1 set because that's where I'm going off. Yeah, about high 38s and low 39s. I'd say.
Well, I wouldn't disagree much there. I do, I do know from before we entered in here that Ross seems to be quicker. Seems to be in the low 38s. I wouldn't be surprised if we have Silva and Ivan Kingsley in the low 38s as well. So it'll be
Oh,
interesting for the
is
most
that
of the degree. Oh,
is that
well,
rain? Yeah, it's rain.
well that changes
Oh,
it.
that really does. Rain isn't a bad thing around here because obviously the soft to hard strategy is you're so tight on tire wear. Wet quality isn't actually the worst thing that can happen.
It is not, and well, this is. Well, this is gonna make it interesting. I have no idea what kind of lap times they will be doing now, but I guess we will see that in not long.
Yeah, I've only seen a wet Baku race once. Well, I mean, any wet Baku race, and that was back on 2018. So I haven't seen a wet Baku race in quite a while. So.
True. I haven't either. Well, actually, thinking about it, I'm kind of hoping in the race will be wet as well now.
Overtaken, and I mean we'll definitely see a lot more. If it's wet in the race, I'd be very surprised if no one if no one crashes the castle section. That'll be a miracle.
Well,
If it,
I'll be surprised if we don't see anyone crashing castle section, even if it's dry.
yeah,
So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see somebody do that anyway. Let's see who's
yeah. I mean,
first on track here.
I think it's Tom's. Wait, is it Tom's voice? I don't know. There is Michael Myers. I don't know what it is. Yeah, he
It
is.
is Michael Marlowe, so we will jump on with him then.
This is turn 15. Obviously, you can absolutely abuse that curb. But you have to get it perfectly. If you get it wrong, you're going into the wall or you're spinning, so it's a lot of risk to take that line. Come on, oh, very slidey.
True, true. Let's see here then. First driver to go on a proper lap as he goes into turn 1. Seeming a little bit cautious on braking and acceleration there. Now into this next 90-degree corner. Once again, still looking a little cautious here from Michael Lee.
Yeah, obviously, I think he just wants to get a time on the more and make your own lap, because honestly, I'd be surprised if a lot of these drivers did do more wet practice, because around here, your mind doesn't instantly think there's a chance of rain. So I think we'll just think a little bit more adapting to.
True. But let's see now then, Michael, obviously purple first sector, he's the first driver on track, so now he's going to be heading into the more tight and twisty section as he takes this almost kind of hairpin corner, and now into Castle. Not hitting the line properly there, and what about the exit? Not looking great through Castle, but he got through at least, as we can see that.
Oh, Ivan.
Oh, Ivan!
He's crushed out with turn 2. That's very interesting.
And that's the championship points leader as well. That's gonna make it a difficult race for him. However, well, no, with it being raining quali, he will have no sort of advantage starting at the back either. So that's gonna make it difficult for him.
Yeah, definitely will. Welcome to the line. It wasn't obviously he's been siding around a lot, but maybe this is just one of his first laps across the line. Your benchmark is a 155.2. It's Tyler Thomas, always spun. That's coming through. Thankfully, at the rear of his car, so he didn't get any wing damage.
Let's see.
And there you go, 2 seconds quicker.
Let's look at Thomas McIver then. He's coming down the straight to set his first lap. And towards the line, it's gonna be a bit off, it looks like. It's gonna be a 56.1. And I was actually about to say that it looks like a strong first lap by Michael, but then I've noticed that Ermin and Ross has gotten quite a lot ahead of Michael at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Indeed, let's see. I believe Enzo's on the lap. He's coming to the end of it. Let's see, coming across the line. What can the Red Bull driver do? It'll be into top 3, I think. Yeah, we'll be just outside the 3s.
Not a bad lap there.
Luke Baker's on as well. A little bit twitchy, but still a very nice fat right section. Coming up to the line for Luke Baker. And will be 54, will it be? 55.3.
Not bad, not bad. But I think we can say that there's two drivers who's very much ahead of the rest. And well, looking at it, Ermin is actually quite far ahead of Ross as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think we'll definitely see where everyone stacks up, because, as I said, some people might have done practice, some people might have, so it'll definitely take time for some people to adapt, because around here, it's not, as I said, around here you don't usually get rain, so it's going to be, as Ross coming up to the line, he said say 52.9, which puts him in provisional pole.
Oh, he went for 2 laps actually, alright. Anyone else Who's gone for 2 laps, possibly? Grayson has, and he's doing a 53.8.
Yep.
Getting
58, that's
himself a
15,
little closer into the fight there.
Enzo up to the line. He goes P3. Just ahead of Grayson.
Oh, as Tyler Thomas is done with his quali.
He crashed that.
Not willingly done, but
Back, who already came in 2 victims, and we're not even 10 minutes into the quality session as Thomas McIver. Very twitchy on the back end coming into the castle. Yeah, I wonder if we're going to get any dry running at all at the end. Or by the time we get to the end, so that could be something to watch out for.
well, that is always something to watch out for in a wet quali. And let's see here. Chris Ryan is about to go get to the end of his lap as he's going into this final proper corner here. Then through the left to right. That I do believe should still be flat in the rain. Is it not?
I'm honestly not sure. I haven't driven around here in the wet in so long. I can't actually remember whether it's hot or not.
Let's see now then. Chris Ryan over the line to do a 59.8. Or is it 58?
58.6 is what it is.
Maybe I do need glasses at some point in my life, after all.
Yeah, Thomas Squire was at 50.8. Even with his back end moment, he can definitely go quicker. So, Enzo improves again. Improves the time, but stays in P3.
See, Logan is on a lap. Coming out of the castle section right now.
In turn 15, let's see, using a little bit of the curve. See how much he's up by, comes to the end of the sector, he is up by 1.2 seconds. That would pull him into P7 at the moment, so you can do the fast left and the fast right. It's actually very nice. A little back end moment, but up to the line for Logan. What can he set? He set to 54.3.
Not bad. Right
Not
in the
bad.
middle. Oh, Michael Marlowe is out on the lap.
Yep, he is up by only about just under 4 tenths, so I won't improve his position at the moment. Let's see. I can do the fast left and the fast right.
Let's see here then. Michael down to the line. He cannot match his teammate. He's 6 tenths improvement on his own time though. But it doesn't actually move him up. Oh! Well, I'm daring to guess that he was gonna go for a second lap there, considering he pushing that much out of turn 1 there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one.
Thomas McIver has done 4 laps on those inters.
You can definitely improve, because I've seen coming to the castle on as fast as up, he had a very tail-happy moments. We can definitely find a good bit of time. Obviously, you'll probably have more fuel in the car that you put together, and you'll have new tires, so Thomas will be someone to watch out for come the end. It's usually long enough then.
Team. Let's see.
Who's that? I'm not sure who. I'm not sure who's actually on the lap and who isn't.
Well, I know this Ferrari is on lap. I'm not sure who this Ferrari is though.
Maybe check your driving lineup. And then we can walk it out.
Yeah, right. Well, I might have an idea who it is now.
Yeah, 1 second more. Coming across the line, what can he set? Up to the line, it'll be 53, 52, yeah.
Cameron Rowlands, is that so? That is a reserve that got added not too long ago, actually.
How many Rowlands? Okay. Remember that one?
But not a bad lap by him there though. Instantly putting himself in contention up high up there. And it's looking like he's going for a second lap here as well, so I'm gonna keep the camera on him to see if he can improve here. So he's getting towards the end of his first sector, in towards.
Can't actually see a little lag.
Little lag, it says purple, but I didn't actually get up his sector time, so difficult to say anything about that one.
He's only a little bit open his I checked race directly, he's only a little bit open his first edit from the last lap, so.
And through Castle.
And he's back off.
Okay. Well, in that case.
And goes on up. Going to Castle.
And Ross is on the lap, Enzo is not. Enzo isn't using ERS. Highly doubted as is actually on the lap. Ross, however, he's on the lap. Going through, what was that, turn 3, I believe. Now into turn 4 before he's gonna take this chicane for turn 5 and 6.
He's up by 2 tenths. Good first sector from Ross.
Not looking bad through there. Now coming up to turn 7 before the dreadful Castle section, who I believe hasn't claimed the victim yet today. I don't think anyone's crashed out in Castle. Oh, turns in a little bit early there.
A little tap on the wall, not too bad.
Indeed. Now let's see then. Coming to this downhill left-hander, and Cameron Rowlands, has he crashed here or?
Well, he retired in the pits, I believe.
Alright. Just noticed yellows, but the yellows was probably. You're right. Well, in that case, he's probably going for a second attempt then.
Yeah, Erman's on a lap to come to the end of the sector. He is up by 1.1 seconds.
Oh, well, that could be a strong lap from Erman then.
Oh, very slidey from Erman. Very great, very good car control as he comes up to the line.
Let's see then. It's gonna be a 52. It's gonna be a 52-1. And that's gonna make it hard for Ross to match. I think that Ross gotta find 8 tenths on his lap. Although, it might be better track conditions right now, so he might be able to, for that matter.
Yeah, and Erman's going again, and so is Ross, so Ross is ahead, so.
Yeah, we will follow Ross first to see.
He is up. But just under a 10, so he's up by less than last time, but he is. Don't know.
And so he's also
Erman's up.
on a
Yeah,
lap.
Erman's up by 2 tenths as well. So
Well, I'm gonna follow Enzo first as he's going down towards the line right now. Heading towards the line. It's gonna be an improvement, I believe. It's gonna be a 152.7
7.
by Enzo.
Goes down to P3. Oh, he hits the curb. Hits the wall. Not looking too good for us to see coming in the middle sector. He's still up by about 2 tenths, but that will be enough to take him P2. It
Grayson
won't be enough to pick him on
with a
pole.
small improvement. Now let's see then. As
Thomas
Ross
McIver
is
comes
coming
again.
down towards the line now, can he beat Ermin or at least Enzo?
Thomas goes
It's
pole.
looking like the... Oh, and Thomas McIver as Ross is not improving at all.
Erman's backed
What
off.
about... And Ermin's backed off, so we have Thomas Mc... Wait, actually, we don't know for sure yet. I see... Luke Baker and Joachim Storm is still on their laps.
Well,
Storm is gonna
long.
go 11th. Luke is not gonna go pole either, so it's gonna be Thomas McIver on pole position and with a lap
That
of
was out of nowhere.
151.
Yeah, that was definitely out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was
I believe he was down like P5 or 6 before we set that up, so.
it was a surprisingly good lap there in the end by Thomas, but nonetheless he's back on pole as he has been before as oh god as he's lagged out. But it's Thomas McIver on pole position, then Ermin in second, Enzo in third, then Ross in fourth before we have the debut driver Cameron Rowlands in fifth, then Logan with a strong sixth, Grayson in seventh, Tom Spicer in eighth, Michael Marlowe with ninth, and Jamie with 10th. And well, Lee, quite a surprising pole sitter in the end.
Yeah, definitely. I was using like P4, P6, and it was an overcast race. So, way it's looking, there could be a chance of rain in the race too, which I hope we get. We'll make it very entertaining race. I'm just gonna go to the toilet, I'll be back in 1 second.
You go do that. But yeah. And as we're sitting here waiting for the drivers to pick their strategies, I can just quickly mention that if it is a dry race, then the best strategy would be either hards to mediums or mediums to hards if you don't want to risk starting on the hard tire. I think we're gonna see a lot of people on that. You can also go soft to hards, but the medium strat is just better. But let's see then. And we can see that inside the top 10, Thomas McIver is choosing to start on hard tires. Ermin is going to be starting on mediums, going for that early advantage. Enzo on hard tires, then Ross on mediums as well. Before we have Cameron Rowlands on the hards, then Logan and Grayson on mediums, Tom Spicer on the hard tires, then Michael and Jamie on mediums. And outside of the top 10, We see everyone down to Matt Romano on hard tires. And it is Luke Baker in 11th before we have Joachim Storm in 12th. Then Chris Ryan in 13th, Tyler Thomas in 14th, Jessica Harrison in 15th, Billy Mossum in 16th, Jeremy Pope in 17th, and the championship leader. Oh, has something's happened in the middle sector here. But the championship leader, Ivan Kingsley, in 18th. Before we have Matt Romano starting in 19th and last as usual.
Yeah, Thomas McIver is still in AI, so...
Something happened in the middle sector there. I'm not completely sure what, but it made 4 people DSQ from their formation lap. So.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. So, yeah, the tyres, no one, unsurprisingly, no one won the soft. So a lot of people choosing the hards. That's interesting. I thought people would have went with the mediums, but...
Well, to be fair, the best strategy is hards, mediums. However, among the top, like among the inside the top 5, I'm a little surprised there is a couple of hard drivers. As like, obviously, Ermin is going to have an early advantage on Thomas McIver. Same with
Thomas McIver can even get back in.
Same with Ross as well, while Enzo, Cameron Rowlands and Thomas McIver are all going to be like giving away a bit of that advantage of starting at the front, but they should get it back at the end. But I just feel like having that advantage at the start is the best, but we will see.
No, but from it's really, it depends on how the race goes. From experience yesterday in F1, it looked good because Brandon was on. Brandon was so much better on the mediums at the end than I was on hard. So it all depends on how the race goes, really.
Well, the mediums are a much better tire than the hards, so it is certainly an advantage. As we have 4, 5 red lights, and away we go into the first corner. We can see Ermin having a great start on the inside, taking the lead from Thomas McIver, and Thomas McIver really getting put under pressure from Ross as well. Starting on those hard tires, proving difficult here. But look at Cameron Rowlands though. He's also on the hard tires, but he's going to overtake Ross, and Ross is a little boxed in here. Not really in the best position, as it is a virtual.
Ross would be very annoyed that he just got overtaken as that VSC came out.
He really should, as now he's kind of stuck with 2 hard runners in between himself and Ermin, and obviously look at Ermin, he's already got a gap of 2.5 seconds. Obviously we're under the VSC, so it might be less, he might be higher on his delta than others. But
I think, did Ross hit the back of Cameron?
I don't think so.
I saw, there was carbon fiber for sure, I don't know who it was on. But Ermin's already gained 3.6. He's gone.
But Ermin certainly looking in a great position right now. Also, something to mention, Ivan Kingsley up to 11th place already, the championship leader making his way through the field.
Yeah, Cameron.
But look at this though, Cameron Rowlands really trying to pressure Thomas McIver here. Oh, but look at this, Ross, this is going to be a difficult move if you want to do that one. However, Ross backs out, and this might have put him under the lid. Nah, Ross still just having so much more grip on those tires. Oh, as he runs out of ERS quite early on this straight, and Cameron does not, and he's going to keep this position. And it's a safety car.
Ermin's going to be scratching at the back of Enzo and got a penalty. Scratching at windows, I'm not sure.
Again, one thing for sure, the timing is completely messed up.
Yeah. Ermin's going to be very annoyed there. That's a 4-second gap after one lap. Completely
Yeah,
taken away
well,
from early.
once again though, he does still have those two hard runners in between himself and Ross, so there's still possibilities of getting a good safety car restart for him and pulling away again. But Ross though, once again, so unlucky with the safety car this time, as he did pass Cameron down the straight, but he ran out of ERS too early, and Cameron passed him back just in time for the safety car.
Yeah, Cameron's lagging a lot, by the way. I'm not currently when he gets in lag spikes, there's a lot of lag, but Kostakov will join back, so hopefully he can get in his car.
Indeed. But Ross certainly not having the first few laps he would want to have, and surprisingly enough, I don't think anyone's pitted under this safety car. Except for maybe one or two that has damage.
Yeah. I think Matt Romano pitted, Storm, I think Chris Ryan, Jamie.
It is
and Jeremy.
Storm, Chris Ryan, Jamie and Jeremy, not Matt.
Oh yeah, no, Matt pitted in that. Wait, no, Matt, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, it's just the laps are glitched. Oh, it's Cameron and Enzo are in.
Oh, that is interesting. They're planning on doing a double medium stint then.
Cameron's got wing damage. And so has Enzo, they've all got wing damage. Same with Grayson as well, they've all got wing damage.
Well, I would assume that they're then planning on doing a double medium stint, which
yeah,
can be beneficial. However,
that's allowed Ivan Kingsley to be promoted up into 6, and Billy 7, Jessica Harrison 8, Nick Baker 9. So they've all gained a lot out of this, and those guys have to pit again. So that is technically speaking, that is their position.
It is. And right now we can see that the Alpha Tauris of Ross and Michael are in quite a good position again this week. However, you can't really get away from the fact that Herman has looked extremely strong at the start there.
Yeah, he definitely has. Obviously, he pulled that gap straight away at the start. So we'll just see how hopefully Vitty can get a good restart. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, one thing's for sure. If Herman is smart here, the start-finish line is obviously not far away from turn 1. So if Herman is smart, he leaves the restart to the last possible moment.
Yeah, but also as well, no one can overtake until the start-finish line.
Exactly.
Anyway.
And
even if he does go around, it'd be really hard for him to get overtaken.
Yeah, but if he goes early though, somebody could be able to line up a move into turn 1. Or if he goes very late, he will probably catch somebody off guard and be able to avoid getting challenged into turn 1.
Yeah, it's just been next lap. We've got some overcast and light clouds. So yeah, I think the rain possibility is being far away.
It's not looking completely sunny. However, it's no rain for the time being, but maybe we can see some rain in the end. Thomas McIver though been able to stay in second since Ermin overtook him at the start.
Yep, but as you mentioned, you have Thomas has to defend from both AlphaTauris behind them, so that's going to be interesting for his sake whenever.
Well, true, but those AlphaTauris will also be under attack pretty soon by the championship leader Ivan Kingsley down in 6th there. Ivan obviously only behind Tom Spicer and then the AlphaTauris, and well, Ivan's looked a little bit off the last 2 weeks during the races, but looking back at the first 2 rounds, he's definitely a threat down there in 6th right now.
Yep. And that's the thing, even if obviously now, well, I think Urban's pace just demonstrates how much better the mediums are than the hards. Think about it, the hards are going to have that advantage later on. The medium ones are going to. The hard runners now have that advantage later on because they're able to take down the medium. So maybe some are going to try a risky soft strategy, which will pay dividends, but I don't see why.
Risk the soft strategy from the mediums, you mean?
No, from the hards, what I mean.
Oh. Well, I mean, sure, yeah, maybe, but like, I think it's better for the hard runners to just go normal strategy because, well, now they'll probably be closer to the medium runners when they do their pit stop. So, I mean, they shouldn't have as much to catch up after their pit stop as they would if there weren't for the virtual and the safety car. So,
yeah, safety car
I think most of them are probably going to stick with their original strategy. As we can see, Ermin just leading the field down the main straight. He has not gone yet, and he's not gonna go quite yet either.
He's gone now.
And he has.
Nice restart. It shouldn't be under threat.
Let's see then. Top 3 staying top. Oh, well, Thomas under a lot of pressure going into turn 2, but Ross tucks back in. But look at this then. Ross is gonna fight Thomas McIver down here into turn 3. Is Ross gonna be able to make this move as there is yellow flags again? Ross down the inside, he gets the move done. Yeah, however, he's already lost that DRS gap to Ermin though. Ermin who's just looking just right on it today.
Yeah, that yellow flag was for Stormy. Hit the wall, coming to turn 2, he's got wind now, so I have to fit a focus for him.
Let's see here, as Cameron Rowlands has joined the back. Just look at the gap, even though Ross has passed Thomas McIver, Ermin has still stretched out that gap even further after that. He's just looking like this is his track at the moment.
He definitely does seem to have a lot of pace around here.
Indeed, but we're gonna go back to Michael Marlowe here as he's right on the back of Thomas McIver. I would not be surprised if we see a move being made down the main straight, as we can see Michael closing that gap further and further down. Going onto the main straight, no DRS yet, but he will have slipstream and ERS. He's gonna go for the outside line, going into turn 1 as Ermin sets the fastest lap of the race. Michael can't get the move done. He's gonna have to sit behind Thomas McIver for even further. Now onto the second DRS straight, although they still don't have DRS, and he's gonna have to sit back for this lap as well.
Enzo's going for the move on Billy into turn 3, and he makes a mistake on a medium tire, so he just get he pitted on that safety car, so we'll have to pit again.
Oh yeah.
It's not the worst thing though. He started on the hard W, so at least now he can go medium, and he's already up into P7, so he actually. Enzo's in a very good position.
Enzo is in a good position. Obviously, he has a little time to catch up to Ermin and Ross, but to look into for a podium, he's in a quite a good position right now. Oh, as Ivan Kingsley goes quite wide on the exit from Castle section there.
Yep.
Let's see, Michael Marlowe not having the best downhill left-hander there, and he's going to move for it down the long
he definitely is. You know, so he's always over it, which is not exactly optimal to do around here.
Look at this though, Ross is starting to find his pace now. He's starting to close down that gap to Ermin.
Yeah, but obviously the difference in ERS, Ross on 20%, Ermin on 60.
Okay, that's quite a big difference, and we can see where that pace advantage is being used. It's being used a lot on the straight. As there is no more moves inside the top 7 at least. But look at this though, Logan putting Jessica under pressure. Jessica sitting in 8th place at the moment, a strong position there.
The boat Mercedes get past her? I think so. Into turn 3.
Oh yes, and
then...
Oh, and well, this is interesting.
Happened to Thomas, he's fallen behind. I think it was Thomas who crashed. So Thomas has lost most of his left side.
Thomas McIver, you mean? Oh yeah, look
Thomas
at
McIver.
that. Well, interesting. Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see everyone, and I mean everyone, diving into the pit for hard tires now. Well, except for the hard runners, actually. They can't. They're kind of stuck in a little bit of a bad situation now.
Yeah, it's definitely not optimal for them.
But the rest of the field should be diving right in for hard tires at least.
I'd be very surprised if it don't.
I mean, we're at that point where if you were on a soft strategy, you would be pitting around this point to the hard tires to go to the end. So with them having a safety car as well, it should be very easy to get those tires to the end. Ermin goes in. Looked like he was going to stay out for a moment, but it does. Same with Ross.
Tom and Ivan.
Tom and Ivan stays out. Enzo goes in.
Logan in, that's interesting. Yeah,
this is lead. Well, this will be leading Tom Spicer in the lead of the race, then ahead of Ivan Kingsley and Tyler Thomas. A little surprisingly there.
Yeah, there's something I thought I wouldn't hear for a while was Jessica Harrison in 4th. There's something I thought I'd be waiting a long time to hear.
Well, to be fair, seeing Tyler Thomas in 3rd and Jessica in 4th, that's not everyday sight you see there.
Definitely isn't, no.
But they will obviously be pitting again though, while as we can see further down here, well, Enzo went back on his old his used hards, but they should still be lasting to the end, I believe. Then you have Michael Marlowe also went in for a fresh set of hards. But look at this though, Lee. Billy Mossam, Logan, and Thomas McIver all gone in for a set of mediums.
They're gonna be very tricky.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, hards are a pain to get to the end from here, let alone mediums.
Yeah, I remember doing a stretched stint of mediums yesterday, and if I remember correctly, like when you get to like round lap 13 or something on the mediums, they start to become like just bad compared to what they are on the first 2 laps. So I can't imagine those 3 drivers stretching it to the end. They might try, but
after hearing how much you crashed, I'm surprised you made it 13 laps on one time.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fair, but yeah, no, I did a couple of the times I did just get yellow wing damage, so I just stayed with it as well. Yellow wing damage isn't great around her, but it's manageable.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Yeah. Just wait until you get wing damage and then you go to the castle section. Then we'll see if it's manageable or not.
castle section is manageable with yellowing damage, but not more.
Yeah, any more, and it's just, you know, not from experience a little bit. The one benefit that Ivan and Tom have is that Ermin and Ross have to get through all the traffic. But
Can I red flag it now? From Luke Baker. Well, Luke, to be fair, Luke in the 6th place as well, so it's quite an unconventional top 6 in that sense.
yeah, if he's asking it, I don't want to imagine what Tom was thinking.
As while we have a safety car, I can just briefly mention that in F1 there's 3 retirements at the moment. It's looking like, I'm not sure if who's in the net lead. It's looking like everyone started on different tires than softs there as well.
Cameron has retired. I think he got back in at the back of the grid, so.
But and difficult to say who's the net leader there actually.
We'll have to wait and see.
Might be the driver in first, Louis Quinlan, even though he has to stop again. But I think maybe everyone has to stop again. So
Yeah, Louis Quinlan. I know we're in F2, but Louis Quinlan has actually shown decent pace in F2, so from what I've seen anyway.
well, he's shown decent pace in well, a lot of seasons. He's driven in IRL. I would say that his main focus at times should probably be getting a little better to racecraft, because his moves sometimes can they can be just sending it pretty much.
I won't comment on that one.
Lick the stamp and send it, as some say.
I definitely will not comment on that one.
Safety car still staying out. To be fair, if pitting right now to mediums is probably, then it's probably possible to go to the end actually. But I still, I'm not sure if it would be better than hards though.
It'll be, well, I'd still say the hards are the best.
Yeah, the mediums just like you fry out the rear tires so much at the towards the end of the stint that like I still don't think it would be an advantage to go mediums to the end from here than hards. However, I believe Billy went into the pit just now though, and onto 7-lap old hards, so I can't imagine those being an advantage.
Definitely not, definitely not.
Seems a little bit too old in my opinion. As the safety car should be going in on this lap, I believe.
Yeah, everyone's caught up, so it's been out for 3 laps now, so.
Unless it just fancy staying out another lap just for fun.
Yeah, hopefully not. And also, I hope we don't have a safety car glitch, because no retirements happen for both of them safety cars.
But it's wing damages and stuff, I believe. It's just certain places. If you get if you lose a lot of your wing, the safety car will come out because. Well, take castle section for example. If there's a big chunk of front wing laying there, like nobody can avoid that.
Yep.
But let's see, safety car in this lap. And how is Tom Spicer gonna do it then? Is he gonna leave it until last moment just like Ermin did? Is he gonna go earlier? Is he gonna keep a higher average pace? I do think it looks like he's keeping a slightly higher pace at the moment.
I think it'll be a late one as well.
It's gonna be a late one indeed. Look at this, Ivan Kingsley, he's right on him, ready to pounce, and there he goes, and he doesn't really catch them that much off guard. However, Ivan has not the best start. Could be put under pressure from Tyler Thomas here down the inside, but Ivan manages to keep the position.
Oh, Ross and Urban are battling. Ross trying to make the move. This is for the net lead. And he'll round the outside to turn 2. And he make the move. He does round the outside. It's a very great move from Ross.
Crucial move from Ross there. As Grayson manages to pass Jess on the inside in turn 4, is that? I believe. Not turn 3 it would have been actually. My bad.
Yep, turn 3 as Ross is he stuck behind the traffic at the moment. But just needs to navigate it slowly. He's gotten ahead of Irvin. Oh, behind. That's Storm and that's Billy. I don't know what happened there. And we have another safety car.
Oh my god.
Mediums no, this is good for her. Mediums couldn't. Oh, Erman's got a penalty for hitting the back of Ross. Does he have wing damage? I don't believe so.
Is that an M plate missing on the left hand side?
Also, this benefits
It's
the hard
difficult to
runners
see
like
from this position. However though, safety car with just 15 left to go. This is definitely worth going to mediums.
Yeah, so it's not going to be exactly. It won't help any of the hard runners. It will definitely help the people who stayed out.
Well, it will help the hard runners actually.
Yeah, sorry, I meant the people who.
The question is, what are the people like Ross, Ermin, and Michael gonna do? Are they gonna risk it and go in for mediums and well lose out on track position, or are they just gonna stay out?
Tom and Denler are staying out. So is Jessica.
Oh, they are gonna go to. Oh, and look at this. We have some people pitting. We have Ermin pitting. Ross is not pitting. This is interesting.
Did Ermin get wing damage? Yeah, Ermin got wing damage from his contact. He's gonna fall down massively.
Oh, and he's gonna serve that penalty. Oh, that is unlucky. But Tom Spicer and Ivan though, like, and actually, well, Jessica and Luke as well. Like,
actually.
I don't understand why they're staying out still. I mean, the mediums will definitely make it to the end of the race from here. The mediums are definitely going to be better than those 11-lap old hards. They're really just losing out on a free pit stop. Ermin though down in 16th after having that pit stop where he had to change his wing. He had to serve the penalty. It's really made it more difficult for him.
Infinity Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, and has
she... the castle.
I don't see any wing damage. Seems like she's just spun or something.
Maybe she hit the rear. Because you can crash there and not get wing damage.
True. She's been very lucky if that's the case though.
Been very unlucky, the Spain very lucky not get wing damage. So a bit of both.
Yeah.
After that one. And currently it is a net AlphaTauri 1-2.
It is, so, and let's see then, are the three hard runners gonna do anything now? I think it is a very bad choice to still be staying out, although they should have pitted last lap if they was gonna pit at all.
So.
I don't see the logic behind this unless they're really thinking there is gonna be another safety car after this one, so that they can go softs to the end. But
at this rate, they probably will.
True. One thing's for sure. it's feeling like a much longer race than it actually is with all of these safety
Yeah.
cars.
I was gonna say, we've actually been here for an hour already.
Oh,
So,
well. At least we have everyone close together again. I still don't find the logic of these three hard runners though. But we'll see how it works out in the end. As we're up on lap 13 and this safety car should be going in on lap... well, it should really be going in on this lap since the whole field is there. So hopefully it doesn't stay out another lap.
yep, and we'll have to wait and see what the AlphaTauri's doing. We'll see if Ross can't get away or even let them fight.
Now see, this one is going to be interesting though, Lee, with obviously Tom Spicer leading the pack after the last safety car before this one, and now doing it again. It should be more difficult for him to catch Ivan off guard this time then, as obviously Ivan saw what Tom did last time, so unless Tom does it differently this time, it could be easy to predict.
You know, I'm not sure what he can do. So if he goes early, and as you said, has a risk of getting caught, or just goes in late and saves himself for a missed. And corners, let's see what he does.
Well, he hasn't gone yet. He's teasing Ivan a little there, and for a moment it looked like he was kind of going.
He's gone. He's caught Ivan off guard.
And he has had an amazing restart there, Tom Spicer. Ivan, though, did get caught out a little, but Luke has been caught out much more. Well, not much more, but a little more. As Matt is, well, I'm guessing that he's just moved over to let people buy, to be honest.
Yes, that's what happened. Is Ross gonna go for the move on Luke Baker? Turn 2.
Oh, that's gonna be a difficult move. Tire advantage or pace advantage or what? It's gonna be a difficult move there without DRS.
So we haven't mentioned Jamie at all. He's in an EP3. He's driven a very soft. Where did he start actually?
You actually have a good point there.
So.
He's driven a very good race so far. Could be on for a good result. Something that is surprising me a little here though is that Ivan, this just doesn't seem to be his best track on the calendar. As you can see that Tom Spicer, he's just pulling away. And it's a virtual.
He's not up the corner. Oh. Can we get racing? We had 7 laps.
How many safety cars do we had right now?
We've had 3, 4, and 2 VSCs. Chris Ryan is with. Did he crash? Where did he crash?
I am not sure.
That's neither am I.
Let's see, out of Castle or something. It looks like.
Not sure. Now these high runners, they didn't take the track the first time. They need, if the VSC takes it, they need to take it now.
Oh wait, that's Chris's car standing on the side there. So he didn't crash, he retired. Surprising. But the hard runners...
Again, okay, never mind, VSC, okay, that...
Oh yeah,
that
you're
actually
right.
explains a lot, because of VSC.
VSC was finished now. But let's see then. Ross... He's gonna have a difficult... I think he might get a little bit of a difficult timer trying to get past people, right? Everyone being in a train still. As Erman is up to 11th at the moment. Ross...
Yeah, but at the moment Ross seems to have the big edge on his teammate, so he needs to keep a cool head, and he's going for 3 in a row, so he just needs to keep a calm head. He does
indeed. And especially with his championship rival in Ivan Kingsley, just a few positions up the road, but still having to pit though, so I'm still not sure what he's aiming at. He's got to be just aiming at hitting a late safety car with his pit stop.
And if it works, he'll be called a genius. If it doesn't work, then oh, Billy, he's crossing the castle.
Unlucky Billy.
He's lost all of his win now, so unfortunate.
Now let's see here then. Ross is looking in a good position to make an overtake on Luke. Luke does not have any DRS. He doesn't have any slipstream at all from Ivan here. He's going to have a difficult time defending from Ross. But let's see then. Down the main straight, Ross a little unsure where to go.
He can't go anywhere at the moment.
And is he lacking straight line speed compared to Luke? Look at this. He's not getting past.
I think so.
He was using his overtake, but he could just not get past Luke on the straight.
And yet this is allowing Michael Marlowe and Jamie to be right on the back of Ross. He'll get a DRS now.
And look at this, Luke has more ERS than Ross as well.
Even with DRS, Ross can't find the way past.
And this is going to be difficult, Ross, as Luke is going to fight this with all he's got. And I know when it's happened. And Luke, I think it's left a little space for Ross, and they've ended up in the wall together.
I think Ross didn't. I think it was Luke who got wing damage. I think Ross got wing damage.
I think they both probably got them wing damage.
I only saw one end plate fall off.
Let's see. Well, Ross, I don't see wing damage on Ross's car actually, so he might have been lucky in that sense. But he's lost a few positions though, and as you also can see, Ermin not too far away from Ross and Luke.
Ross still stuck behind Luke. He's into turn.
This is not looking good here. Try to keep it fair and clean, guys.
Ermin's 2.5 seconds off Ross.
As Ross goes into the back of Luke, and at this point, I don't know. I think he got wing damage from that, and now it's gonna be real tricky here.
Ross now has got wing damage.
He does. And he has big wing damage at this point now, and this is and it's not going to be a 3 in a row for Ross then.
And Ross speeds into the pit lane.
And it turns sour, and Ross gives up on the race completely. I don't see why he did that though. There could still end up being a safety car, and he could still gotten good points, but nonetheless, let's see here. Grayson right on the back of Tyler Thomas there. Tyler Thomas is still sitting in a good position there, and he's done his last pit stop as well.
He has got a 5 second, which if he sends it, if he hasn't insured, if he sends it in, it'll be removed. But at the moment, he's in a net, or it would be P4. Actually, no, it'll be a net P3.
No, well, actually, you got a good point. Well, Logan, he's probably trying to stretch those tires to the end. And with the amount of safety cars and virtuals we've had since he pitted onto those tires, he might be able to. But let's see here, Grayson right on the back of Tyler Thomas. How can Tyler keep Grayson behind him for much longer? We can also see Ermin there.
Ermin, yeah, I was going to say. And also Enzo, so we have these 4 drivers battling for a podium. So. And it's maybe an outside show, but because Ermin looks so rapid at the start, he's on mediums again. If he clears his turn enough, could he maybe mount the charge at the lead? But he's only like 4 seconds off. So if he clears Tyler and clears Grayson quick enough,
right now though, it's looking like it's going to be difficult to get past these two in front of him. Obviously, Grayson not being able to pass Tyler. And, well, for Ermin, it's just difficult to pass somebody who also has DRS, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get past them, but right now it's looking difficult for Ermin. As Thomas MacGyver is setting fastest laps after fastest laps now on his fresh set of softs.
Jamie about 1.1 off, so he's not looking.
Oh, and you know what I've noticed? Ermin has brain damage. He's lost his left end plate. So it's not going to be that easy for Ermin to make a move then, if keeping up at all.
Now, Jamie's just within DRS over the front. He's not looking too threatening with the amount of DRS he has, but he's not too far off. And you never know, he could mount a surprising attack out of Michael.
True.
At some point. Let's see.
Now let's see then. Grayson he's just not getting close enough before this long straight to do anything, and
Ivan in. See what tires he goes on to.
It's gonna be mediums.
So if he stayed out that long, he might as well have tried softs. That's what.
I'm not too sure why he's gone on to mediums.
7 laps in softs are definitely doable. So.
And I know the softs fall off quite early, but like you would have at least 3 to 4 laps with really good softs, and then the last few laps they would fall off. But by that time you would maybe be close enough.
Yeah, and if you stayed out for that long, might as well have tried it.
Indeed. But it's in 9th, and that gap is going down. But with the soft tires, it would have gone down much quicker though. It's Michael Marlowe right now is looking like he's on for his first win this season, being in the lead, not going to pit again, no penalties either.
Yeah, we just have the Alfa Romeo right behind him, so...
Biggest threat looks like Jamie.
Yeah, definitely is.
Let's see now, Grayson quite close. Oh, as Grayson loses the back end there. Thought he was gonna go into the wall for a moment, but this could have left him open for attack from Ermin. Oh, as Tyler loses the back end, and this opens everything up.
You won't get
Tyler.
Grayson won't get DRS. Here comes Ermin. He'll make the move. Enzo's out as well.
Enzo? How did Enzo go out?
Enzo crashed in the straight. That's a safety car. Is it? What is it? Why did I even back off?
Is it not?
Is it safety car?
I'm not sure, but Ermin up into 5th though. And still yellow flags on the straight there, but no safety car.
That's a miracle. There's no safety car. And also, it's got an overcast. Could we see some late rain?
But you can see though, some people expected the safety car. Ivan and went in for the soft tires. And it's looking quite overcast right now actually, but I don't think it's gonna be any rain here.
You never know. We'll see how quickly it was coming. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if Tom Spicer is not going, isn't going to the softs. 6 laps on them softs, definitely doable, so.
Has he actually pitted earlier in this race? No, he hasn't. He's the last driver to make a pit stop when he does.
So Matt Romano on 16.5 over mediums. If he makes it to the end, he's a miracle worker.
He can probably make it to the end. It's just like I said though, the mediums gets horrible on the rears in the end. And
also, you said about no rain. Look how overcast it's gotten already.
It has gotten really overcast, but I still don't think we're gonna see any rain. As Tom Spicer finally pits, What is it gonna be for? Obviously Williams being at the end of the pit lane here. And Grayson, no move on him. And it's
Swapping
soft tires for Thomas. Thomas
and a
Spicer, I
wing
mean.
change.
Ooh, been driving that long
He'll,
with a wing damage.
he'll
Interesting.
still come out in T5, so... Oh, it's Jamie and Michael getting very close.
They are indeed.
We have to keep an eye on this wrong.
As
Could
Michael
we,
is looking to
could
take
we
his
see
first win of the season. The same is Jamie for that matter.
Yeah, I wonder, could we see a drag race to Ryan on the final lap? It could be. Some.
Oh, it would be nice if it was, wasn't it, wouldn't it? But let's see then, we have a fight for third pretty close as well. Ermin and Grayson.
A lot of people have gone onto the softs actually right now.
A lot of people have. But Tom Spicer though, he left it out longer than Ivan, and he's sitting in fifth, and he's gonna probably finish in fifth as well. I don't see him catching 13 seconds, but I don't see him losing 11 seconds to Ivan behind him either. So Tom Spicer, he's gone long on those tires, but it doesn't look like it was that bad of an idea in the end either.
No, definitely wasn't. As Ermin, even with his wing damage, he's still keeping that gap with Grayson. So
He is. And Grayson though, really low on his ERS. Ermin does have more ERS, so that is probably one of the reasons why he's managing to stay ahead. What about the lead, Jamie? Is he gonna be able to find a move on Michael anywhere? He's a little too far behind.
Just through the middle, like the way he uses all of his time as Ivan can
Oh,
just get fast
Thomas
enough.
McIver though on Jeremy Pope there, going down to turn one. It's gonna be an easy move for Thomas in
I have a
the
guess
Haas
and
there.
say that Jeremy didn't put up much of a fight as his teammate, so.
True.
There is. Do I see? I see rain. There is rain.
Oh, I think I do as well. Oh yeah, that is rain.
That is rain. Is it? Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is.
This could make it very, very interesting. We'll see how quickly it falls down, but it's just going to get more and more slippery. A storm has returned in the pits.
Indeed. Well, I got to say though, I don't think we're going to see them going on to intermediates here, as it's so close to the end of the race. But it could be interesting to see though, because it could be the matter of who's able to keep the car on track in these conditions for the longest.
See how quickly the rain comes down.
And we can see that Jamie, he's lost.
Jeremy has crashed in council section, so we'll be down into P12 it'll be.
And look at this, Luke Baker already on the Inters. Yeah, well, I can tell you, Luke, you're not gonna have fun on those tires right now. It's nowhere close to Inters.
Oh, Jeremy's out. Could this be a late?
It's too late for a safety car.
I've seen safety cars like this one, so I wouldn't say it's too late, but...
well, maybe, but it would only be out for like one lap in that case. And it's more likely to get a VSC so late.
Looking up at the front, just look how much Michael and Jamie are tiptoeing around. So condition... Oh, Jamie's gone to the wall! Ermin's only 2.7 behind, he's catching!
Ermin is sliding though, and same as Grayson. It's definitely getting tricky for the drivers in these conditions. Look at this!
Oh my god,
almost
Grayson,
in the wall for Ermin there. And DRS disabled. It's getting wet real fast. It should be intermediates then.
We'll see. Yeah, I think it is intermediates.
Yeah,
look
it
how
is.
much they're sliding around. Yo, flag. That's Tyler Thomas. He's at the wall. He's lost most of his wing, I believe, if not all of that. Look how much. Michael Maro's got wing damage.
Oh, you can see these drivers really struggling for gripper. But look at Ermin though,
Oh,
he's kind
yeah.
of managing to keep a little more pace up than the two in
Michael's
front of
got,
him.
yeah, Michael's got wing damage. So, these drivers are gonna have to pit, I believe.
Yeah, I think everyone's gonna pit at this rate. You can see it's just being way too wet for the drivers to be able
Yeah,
to control the cars
Michael
now.
Morrow will have to change his wing when he comes into the pits.
Oh, well,
He's gonna
so
lose
should
the
Ermin
lead.
though. And let's see,
Yeah,
yeah, we see
it will
everyone
give the
going into
lead to
pit.
Jamie.
Grayson going into the pit. What is Ivan gonna do? He's gonna have to pit as well. He's too far behind, even if he doesn't pit.
All of a sudden, Luke Baker's call doesn't look so bad. He could actually snatch a point or two out of this.
Yeah, true, true. He could. Well,
Michael,
he's.
Michael didn't repair his wing damage. He's gonna be a sitting duck. He'll be so
Ermin did
loose.
though, I believe. Yeah, Ermin. Oh
Ermin,
no!
oh my god, I've just seen what you've seen.
Oh,
Oh,
Ermin
Ermin.
has thrown away a podium here by going onto the soft tires.
I think we should watch the lead though. With 2 laps to go, Michael Mann will be driving around with wing damage. This
Oh
could
yeah,
get very
Jamie.
interesting.
And Ermin, oh, that's gotta be so painful for Ermin.
He's gonna be so. Him and Ivan King are both gonna be sliding around.
They do still have a good gap to the drivers behind though, so if they pit the next lap, they might still be able to keep it from Logan. Michael is looking good right now, even with that damage. He's still staying ahead.
Yeah, he's not exactly losing time to Jamie. Jamie's gone very wide. Maybe Baker's into 9th. His strategy has definitely worked out.
Oh, I'm having a look at Ermin there, and you can just see them just having no grip at all. And they're gonna have to pit if they want to keep at least the top 5 finish.
I might not even get that at this rate because I'm pretty sure Logan's within the pit window and he'll gain even more time.
I believe it is 17 seconds pit stops on this track.
It's definitely more than 17 seconds, I do believe, anyway.
It's not a long pit lane, Lee.
Okay, and see. It'll definitely be very close. The new pit is coming to the left.
It will.
There.
I think they'll lose out to Logan, but they might be able to catch Logan though. Or are they staying out?
They
are
out.
staying out. Well, they gotta hope it's not gonna get any wetter then, because if it does, they're gonna be losing a lot more time than they are now.
Yeah, penultimate lap. Like that, about 6/10. I wonder what rings Jamie's running. He just doesn't seem to be able to keep up with Michael Marlowe in that middle sector, even with Michael's wing damage.
He's trying, but it's just like you can. It just looks like Michael is a little bit like he has that traction advantage. It seems like you can see. Well, actually, that corner was a very good example. You could just see Michael's back end looking way more stable than Jamie's out of it.
Could Jamie maybe make one move on the final lap? It'll be very close. We could have a battle run. I think we will have a battle. Grayson's only 2 seconds behind. He's gained a lot of time. Could have a 3-way fight at the end.
We could indeed, and Grayson is actually catching, so we should have a 3-way fight. But look at the gap between Ermin and Logan now as well. It's starting to go down quite quickly, and on the last lap, if it gets any wetter than it is now, it's gonna be close one for those as well.
Logan, Jamie's closest he's ever been. He's gonna use the overtake a little bit.
Oh, and this, I think it is now or never for Jamie. Doesn't get the best run through the fast left right-hander. He's gonna be a little too far back. And it's not gonna be an overtake on this lap.
I'll have to run down to turn 3 and he'll still have his drag race up to the line. Well, if I was him, I definitely wouldn't want to leave it to that.
Oh, It is painful to look at the soft runners.
Yeah.
They just
Nothing
don't have
else.
any traction at all, and you can see, look at the gap between Ermin and Logan. It's just going
Yeah.
down way too quickly.
If there's one thing, oh Jamie, oh he goes into the back of Michael
Oh,
Marlowe.
and that could have gone worse. But look at this though. That means Grayson is in it. He's now right on the back of Jamie. However, I think Logan actually, Michael might have secured his win after that. As you can see, the gap is just a little too big now, unless Jamie can close that down again.
We'll see what Grayson can do. Because he could still start.
Jason getting close to the back end of Jamie as well. And the gap between Ermin and Logan's going down.
Ermin and Logan, that would be very close. In the end, Logan could snatch a P4, but I think Michael's got in the gap 1.4. So
let's see here. The downhill left-hander. I think Michael has it secured now. But for a second, Grayson has looked a little unsteady in the last sector on the previous laps, and you can see that this is where Jamie has an advantage on him, and he's gonna be able to take this second place, I think.
he will.
But what an unexpected podium, as we have Michael Marlowe coming down the long straight for the final lap of Baku, taking the win ahead of Jamie and Grayson then in fourth. And this is going to be a close one. You can see Logan chasing in the background there.
I think I might have gotten the gap.
Ermin trying to get some power down, but he just can't. And look at this, it's going to be on the outside. Logan is going to take away fifth from Ermin. Now, I don't think he's going to be able to catch Ivan. It's a little bit too long up there.
Oh, Thomas is out.
Oh no, Thomas, final lap and all. But it is Ivan in P4, then Logan in P5, Ermin in P6. Tom Spicer is going to come into P7th in the end. Thomas, what have you done?
Bottle was the favorite.
Oh, a big one as well. A big one as well. But Tom Spicer into 7th place. Luke Baker is going to end his race in 8th.
Thomas will get a point after all this.
He will get a point actually after messing up as well. Before Billy Mossum in the second McLaren there is gonna come towards the line to take 9th. Then Tyler Thomas in his Mercedes. A lot of drivers leaving, showing that they're happy with their race today. It's a little surprising, but but
I think just surviving today's race is good enough for most people.
Maybe really got to give it to Ivan and Ermin though for finishing that race on the soft tires, because
yeah, definitely
they did not have any grip at all, and as you can see, their driver of the day, Ivan, which is not that surprising. He started far down the grid, so. But my God, what a Baku race we've had today. Lots of safety cars, although that's to be expected, I guess, with Baku. But it was even a little bit over the top for Baku, and also with the rain at the end.
Well, an all-British podium. That's an all-British top 5 actually, because an all-British top 5. So that was a very, very exciting race.
Michael Marlowe with his first win of the season after starting 9th on the grid. Then Jamie, after starting 10th on the grid, takes the 2nd place. Grayson from 7th to 3rd. And obviously Ivan from 18th to 4th here today. And fastest lap actually, so he'll take an extra point there. Logan with 5th, Ermin in 6th. Disappointing 6th in the end, I believe, as well. He's gonna be gutted with himself after that pit stop. Tom Spicer in 7th, Luke Baker in 8th, Billy Mossam in 9th, and Tyler Thomas in 10th before Matt Romano finishes 11th. Then Jessica finishes 12th, and that's everyone who finished. And DNF for Thomas McIver, Jeremy Pope, Joking Storm, Enzo, Ross, Chris, and Cameron.
I'm getting the podium people in now.
Great, great, great. My god, what a race in the end. So many safety cars, and even rain on the end. It makes you think, Lee, if we didn't have all those safety cars, would we actually see that rain hitting before like the last 2 laps then?
You know, it would definitely been. It would have been a lot earlier had we not had every safety car.
A little
I
later, you
believe
mean?
it's how you spell everyone's game tag. Yeah, I don't. No, yeah, actually, a little bit later. So.
How you doing, guys?
Would have definitely not been earlier.
No, I didn't process that through my brain.
Right?
Let's see them. We have one of the drivers in here.
Maybe Michael and Stephen, and we can get started. I don't know if they're going to join, but
We'll see in a moment. Well, I think Michael will join. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Michael's actually going to join.
Maybe it's not. So I'll try to add them in the Discord. Well, Michael will be joining at least.
That's good.
Not looking like Grayson will be joining, so I think we will just be starting with you then, Jamie.
How you doing, mate?
Well, and you? Tired?
Yeah, very well, mate. Especially after that result, yeah.
Well,
I'm very sweaty, very tired.
well, that's allowed after a race like that. Well, first of all, we'll start off with quali. If I remember correctly, now it was 10th in quali for you in the end. Was that the top you could have gotten, or did you
I think I had a little bit more pace in my lap, mate. I didn't have a brilliant lap on that lap, but I don't think I would have got much more than 8th or anything like that.
Fair enough, fair enough. Did the races in the end the most important thing? And well, the race it's been an interesting one. It's been lots of safety cars, and well, first of all, like, how did you go about your strategy every time a safety car was coming out? Because it can't have been easy deciding on what to do.
Well, when the first one came out, I went on to a set of yellows and I had a bit of wing damage from whoever ploughed into me at the beginning on the second corner. I think I ploughed into Luke after that, but it was not my fault. I went on to the yellows, so I didn't have a new set of yellows on the second safety car. So I thought the white tyres might go to the end and I'll have a bit more grip towards the end. And then the last 3 laps of wet, I don't mind the wet race, so I'm pretty quick in the wet. So I think we pitted perfectly. And
Well, it definitely looked like you guys did. It was
I tried to have a go. I tried to have a go at first place man on the wets and on the intermediates, but I give him a little tap. So I'm
yeah,
ever so sorry about that. But
we saw that, and well, talking about that that fight for first place, you were on the back of Michael for a long time, but you never seemed to get close enough to get past him. No, like was there any specific places where he was just a little bit too strong to get close enough, or?
I think there was just a couple of corners he gained some time on me, and in the wet I was just having to try and stay off the barriers from his slipstream. So I think in the end I was just happy to take second, mate. So
Well,
I
second
would have
is a
liked
very
the
good
first,
position,
but yeah, very good position, mate.
especially after starting 10th as well. It's not a position you're usually aiming at in that starting position, especially with 10th being one of the worst positions on the grid. But you made the most out of it though, and did some good decisions as well. And then ended up in second in the end, so very good result there. But
Yeah,
next
brilliant.
week we're heading to, if I can remember, Japan, I believe. So first of all, how is Japan of a track for you?
Yeah, I've got a good setup for Japan. I'll practice it a little bit more if I can get in, because I'm still reserved, so
You can probably you'll probably get in. I believe you've raced almost every race so far, haven't you?
nearly. Yeah, nearly. I think there's just one. I think it might have been the first one.
Well, anyway though, like obviously as long as you do get in at least, like what is your expectations for the race and kind of
I think
what
I'm
you
stronger on
want?
Japan than round here, so hopefully I can qualify a bit better. I've not been practicing a hell of a lot because I'm only reserved, so if I was in fully, I'd practice all week, you know what I mean? So,
Fair enough, fair enough. Any questions from you, Lee?
No, you nabbed every question from me, so.
Good, good, good. I tried to.
Of course you did.
Well, in that case, then just congratulations on your second place today, and good luck for next week if you get to drive it, of course.
yeah, thanks, mate. I appreciate that. I'm happy with that result anyway.
You're welcome. And Michael, are you sure you've added Michael in, Lee?
Oh, I've added Michael, I've added everyone.
You sure you added his account and not somebody else's?
Well, this was the only one that came up that was just into the barrier, so yes, I'm very
Did you
sure I'm
write
correct.
into the barrier with an I or an L?
An I.
Yeah, you gotta write it with an L.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird because like you can't obviously you can't see it on.
Yeah, you just seen us a capital I. Yeah, but I've added him there, there we go.
Let's see if we can get him in then.
There we go.
There he is, and well, first of all, Michael, if you're there,
Yep, hello.
there you are. So I obviously talked with you before the race, and I think it's fair to say that neither you or me thought you were going to be in this position now.
Yeah, I believe the final thing you said to me before the race was something about me not having a chance of winning it or something like that.
Oh, what
I
a mess.
actually believe what I said was that I expected both you and Ross to
Yeah, to crash at the castle.
to crash in Castle. That didn't happen, for that matter. But first of all, though, quali, ninth place
Yeah.
was that Max
so-
or?
I think there were a few people who went on wet setups, and I've not. So it was either last week or the week before. No, it was Russia a few weeks ago. it was wet during the race, and that was the first time I'd driven the wet on this game in about 2 months. I've not done any practice since, so to be in the top 10 was not bad for me, to be honest. So it wasn't great. I could have probably got more if I could drive, but sadly in the wet that wasn't really happening.
Fair enough. Anyways, though, going into the race, a lot of stuff happens.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of safety cars, and I'm gonna ask you the same as I asked Jamie over there. Like, with all those safety cars, like how did you find it to make sure you were on the right strategy all the time then?
So the first safety car, we were discussing before the race about not starting on softs, because if there's a safety car first 5 laps, you're in big trouble because the hards won't make it. So that happened. So that was the first safety car, which was easy enough to negotiate because you didn't have to pit. The second safety car, I believe, was when we all jumped onto hards, because that was about the time where we could make it. And the final safety car, because we were on hards, there wasn't really much for point pitting. I think if Tom Spicer and Ivan decided to pit during the third safety car, I think they could have possibly won the race. But yeah, they didn't do it, so yeah, we got rewarded for it.
Indeed. It was weird to see how they stayed out that long, but they did. But nonetheless, though, that last safety car, well, not the last safety car, the last pit stop, I mean, when you guys pitted to Inters, you had some wing damage and you decided not to fix it. Were you?
Yeah.
Was that intentional or to just keep track position?
Yeah. So during the dry, I had light green wing damage, and then I hit the casting section, funnily enough, in the dry lap going into wet because I could not turn the car to save my life. So it only went to yellow, so it was still drivable. So I decided not to change it because at Baku, the only place to overtake is the back straight, well, the main straight, if it's wet. And even then, with my setup being quite low aero, I was kind of banking on Jamie potentially of using a higher wing setup to me, because that would mean there's almost no chance he could get me on the straight. So essentially it was a job of make sure I get a better exit out of him out of that one corner and pray down the rest of the straight he doesn't get close enough. And I had my teammate who had retired from the race for some reason telling me what ERS he was on, so that was also helpful to know how to manage it.
I'll have to get a wingman.
Yeah.
Can I just say something? Good race though, mate. It was a brilliant race.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
it was good. Your pace was far better than I was expecting. When we got released by my teammate and Luke having the crash, I was expecting to just drive off into the distance and catch up to Delta, but that didn't happen with him. You've done really well to keep up. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, I'm just getting back into it again, mate.
And with that, any questions from you, Lee?
Another question that you said last time. And next week is Japan. How do you think you're going to get on there?
So Japan is my worst track on the F1 game by like a long distance. Last season I qualified somewhere down like P9 or something legitimately, and it's the lowest I've ever qualified on genuine pace in the dry. I can't drive it to save my life. So with that, any points is a good points at Japan.
Fair enough. Pretty sure.
Well, with that then, congratulations on your win today, Michael, and good luck for next week.
I'll need it all.
I'm sure it was difficult to get that win with Ross in your ear for the last laps there. I can imagine a lot of talking. But nonetheless,
I was told constantly every single corner, just concentrate on the corner. I'm like, yes, I am doing that, don't worry. And then like...
yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah,
but
I had to tell him to shut up during the castle sector.
I can believe that. Nonetheless, congratulations to the both of you and good luck for next week.
Cheers, mate.
And,
See you next week.
You're welcome. And with that, Lee, anything you want to add before we wrap it up now?
Nope.
And with that, this has been IRL F3 round 5 around the streets of Baku. I've been Sondre Sorhaug, your commentator, joined by Lee Kelly today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more racing action, and hopefully we'll see you again. Good night.